Hello, everyone. My name is Timothy, and I'm super excited to welcome you to my 15112 turn project presentation. So for my turn project, I decided to create Duskgrounds, which is a first-person shooter that implements some of the elements that are already existing in the CSGO world. And so some of those elements include the map layout of Dust 2, which is very familiar among the FPS players because it's a very iconic map from the Counter-Strike series, and also the AWP, which is a bolt action sniper rifle that is also a very known weapon among CS:GO players. And with those elements in mind, I decided to create Duskgrounds, which consists of a training ground for different types of players to test their skills and also improve on those areas that they most need to work on, such as movement, camera movement, all together in one type of simulation. So yes, let's jump into the game. So as you can see in the mini map on my screen, the layout is basically Dust 2 with the terrorist side and the A bomb side on the far right corner. And so on the mini map, you can also see that the blue dot represents my position as I move, and also the red dot represents the enemy that is about to come and into kill. Yes, so as you can see, once I scoped into the enemy and I shot at him, I not only eliminate that enemy, but also another enemy had spawned from another location. So obviously, because my game consists of a training ground, the idea of this game is for players to get familiar with the mechanics of Counter-Strike Global Offensive, and also keep track of some important statistics that may be useful to them in order to keep track of their personal progress and for many other purposes. So some of the statistics that my game actually tracks on the current game sessions are accuracy, which represents the proportion of enemies killed to the number of bullets spent, and also the time represents the amount of seconds that have passed since the start of the session. So right immediately after I press the green button on the main menu. So as you can see, obviously it's kind of hard sometimes to aim at, mainly because the enemies they have a certain hitbox that doesn't really apply to all the area that is encompassed. So as you can see, once my health decreases to 0 because the enemy was pointing at me for a significant period of time, the game ends, the screen is frozen, and there's a pop-up screen where it says the amount of kills that you got during the session, the accuracy that you got for the current session, and also the duration of the session. And so yes, so in order to start a new game, you press the return button. We just forget about the session, it didn't go that well, and we start again. And so players just can keep playing and playing until they're tired or until they really want to stop. And so regarding the reload animation, once you at least shoot one bullet from your magazine, if you press R, the weapon enters into a reload state where the player cannot really scope with the op and shoot at a wall or at the target. And so because of that, the op replenishes into its full capacity to 10, while the reserve magazine decreases to the amount of bullets that were replenished to the current magazine. And so another important feature that we have for the game is that, for example, if you want to go to the bathroom, you really need to pause the game. There's a pause button by pressing escape key. As you can see, there are two options to either resume the game, as you can see, or to exit to main menu if you're already tired of playing or just want to stop playing in general. So yes, we return to the main menu, and yes, so that's basically the game. And I hope that you really enjoyed the game as much as I did. And thank you for watching this presentation.